Thank you, Mr. Namba, for sharing with us the wonderful talk. Now, our very next guest speaker is a hardworking team leader at Mochi Media. His responsibilities include management duties, engineering development, as well as expanding the business to its Asian neighbors. He holds a bachelor with a major in business administration and minor in political economy from National Sun Yat-sen University in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. He's helped Mochi build up its Asian affiliates, first in Shanghai from 2010 to 2011, and now Taipei from last August 2011. Please welcome Mr. Eric Chen.
It's quite a horrible picture of mine, so I try to use that to wake up everybody. Yeah. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone, and I'm Eric Chen, the secretary of our Multimedia's Asia business. So let me roll back to my horrible picture again. Yeah, I think it's like for me, and I believe for everyone here, it's really an inspiring day. Just let me recap like some of the sessions today. Just like in the early mornings, when I heard like Mr. Kobayashi-san saying that, hey, they have like 1,500 people within GRI, I feel like, oh, like so stressful. It's a big company, because we only have like 45 in Multimedia overall, globally. Yeah, then we have like Suyama-san, he mentioned that you have to dare to work hard. So that reminds me of the manga that I really like. It's like the Shimakosaku series that like every Japanese is working so hard. Like they are expanding like globally. Like even so, also we are seeing Mr. Namba like speaking really good, like so fluent like Indonesian today. And they're expanding Pico World like worldwide into Indonesia, Philippines, and of course in Japan and United States. And I'm also the fan of Pickle World because I'm still using the avatar across the board on lots of the Facebook and on my Twitter accounts. Yeah, yeah. So and also like I shouldn't like forget all the like local expertise and at least just like Wilson and everyone. Of course, Chris, Sudamin, and all the fellows who have been like meeting up in the past few days. Yeah. So like in my session, like I would like to share our experiences like in the global world casual game, especially like for flash gaming networks experience, and also some of the monetization strategies that we are looking for, and the ways that and our perspectives into the Asian markets. Okay, so maybe there'll be like two you should maybe for most of you maybe you have never heard of Multimedia before, but I wanted to start it from a question is that. Who's playing like casual, like the light flash games on your PCs? Please raise your hand. Well, I think more than the sushi chain game, so I'm pretty happy and satisfied with that. Yeah, but because for most of you, there are students, and not like everyone or like 90% or 95% raise your hand. So, I believe that you are all like hardworking and like hard-studying students. Yeah, let me introduce that, because Multimedia is the game developer network for flash games. So let me translate it into a really simple, really for the common language is that imagine Multimedia just as the YouTube for flash games. Is that we provide you the easy tools, or easy APIs, we call in technology terms, is that you insert that, and we build up some tools, you can build up the leaderboards within your game easily, and we have the live updates and do the hosting works for your games. We provide all kinds of the tools to help developers, just like some of you, the studios or the students, to make the games. Then we distribute that through our publishers networks, which is all over worldwide. I think right now we are having around more than 60,000 publishers around the world. And the monetization way is mainly for advertisement. There's in-game ads, or like, because you play the game, it needs to be loaded through the pages, and during that interval, like maybe let's say 10 to 30 seconds, we are pushing out like some non-disturbing, I'll say that it's not disturbing, these ads, like video ads, like in United States, in Western countries, or like a flash or static ads, like here, like in Indonesia, and like in lots of the countries that we are working. And I also just checked the numbers, like the backend numbers in our system. I found that like there have been like this month for May, like we have been seeing like players through like 2010 countries. So it means that most of like we are seeing like players worldwide and not limited only to certain continents, and it's truly worldwide, including all like lots of the African countries that I could not spell correctly. Yeah, so you can see from the right side of this graph is that from the unique users stats numbers that we got from ComScore is that we're having around like 110 million monthly unique users, just like the MAU that Anson mentioned in his like section. So it's the largest network of online flash games. Yeah, and here's another graph that I took from an infographic like to share with you that what's the flash gaming network. Because like recently I've been like, because like I was always traveling around like China, Taiwan, and United States and Europe. And I've been hearing that lots of people, even on the street, like the daddies and mommies, they are saying that, hey, we should play mobile games. Hey, what is HTML5? It sounds like really special, and they will be applied to the games. Yeah, but if you really check the current situations, you will find that Flash is all over worldwide. And it's spread through your browsers and through your like Windows XPs, your like Windows 7, Vista, all kinds of the common softwares or like the working environment. Yeah. So the advantage I'll say right now is that like in Flash world, it has the most quantity of the games. It's about the infographic says that around more than 100,000, but I would say it's more than like tens of thousands. Yeah, because we have like for Mochi is the largest network right in the Flash world, and we possess more than 60,000 games right in our network and being played monthly. Yeah, and for HTML5 it's still in early stage, which I believe will be prevailing like in coming years. Yeah, but right now it's just have a few hundred like implemented into the gaming world. Yeah. And also, you will see that the advantage for Flash is that because it's commonly used, so like you have around like 2 billion users worldwide for the games. Just like right before Rovio or the Angry Bird thing that you might be playing on your browsers or like on your mobile, if you're having a Nokia, no matter it's Nokia or Android or iOS, I believe it's spread worldwide. Yeah. Right before that, in many years ago, when we launched our Mochi service, I think it's 2006, we already had the Bloom series, which has been like so popular, and having a lot of the sequels of that. Yeah. Yeah. So like Mochi was founded in 2005. I joined in 2010, so it's like 5 years later, its establishment. Yeah, but like we evolve our like technologies and also like our platform and also the overall business models like from year to year. So for myself, I will call it from Mochi 1.0, just like the web pages, like from 1 to like to 2.0, then the 3.0, the current versions. Because like in the past days when our two co-founders, Jamison and Bob, when they co-founded the company, they started by providing like some initial analytics tools for developers. Like even before that, it's not only targeting it's not only targeted to the games, but like to all the Flash contents that we did the Mochi bot, which is like a tracking system like for all kinds of the Flash contents. Yeah. Then we pushed for the when we launched that by 2007, I think we got the Mochi ads, which is the initial the revenue stream and the revenue model for the Flash gaming world. So I think by that time, that was the first time I knew Mochi before I joined by 2010. And because in 2007, I was still working in consulting company. And one day, a friend of mine, he introduced Mochi's co-founder, Jamison, to me saying that, hey, they are doing something special. They try to monetize through Flash games. So, but by that time, I feel that, hey, how could that be possible? Because I've been playing all these kind of macro media or like Flash games for years after years. I play lots of the puzzle games, time management games, but there's no ads inside. There's no monetization way back in 2007. So that was like made me really intrigued by this company. Yeah. So like after the 1.0, we pushed out to the 2.0 because the overall aim from the 2.0 and also like to currently is to help developers concentrate on game productions, and with us to provide a set of tools and APIs for you. So like for let's say for Sudamin and Chris, and they are working on the Togi production house, and so they might be using our ads API to insert a few codes into the game, and we will be presenting some ads like by pre-roll style, like when we load the games. And also we help distribute the game, just like the distribution fee that I just mentioned. And also we provided analytics, just like before, and added like with several new functions. Live updates is that help you to host the game, but also to push the latest versions, because maybe you have like some like versions updates like from time to time. And also we have something other like socials, achievements, and also like in-game purchases. Yeah, and right now and the company was acquired by Chen, a leading Chinese online game company, which is quite concentrated on MMO games, like by January 2010. But after that, I think like after the acquisition, like we are trying to revamp our mission and our goals like really heavily to make it to the new era. So our call right now, like for this year and beyond, we are working on the Mochi 3.0, which is the aim is to maximize your IPs from all aspects, no matter like from continents or like from the monetization abilities. Yeah. So if, let's say for Anton, because Anton is making like very good sushi games that like not too many of you are playing. Yeah. So if he wants the game to be known by more Indonesians, maybe, I'll say maybe, it's not a pressure to Anton, but it's like maybe he can try to port it, because you got from Flash to mobile or mobile to Flash, he can port it from mobile to back to the web-based Flash world, like to present it to the Indonesia like gaming or like the portals. Is that because for our goal right now, one of our goals is to help all the developers to do the global reach and to get the wider user bases worldwide. Yeah. And also what Mochi is working on is that, just like I mentioned, like we are quite concentrated on the in-app or like in-game advertisement model. So like we are trying to find out like we are growing all the overall impressions, reach, but also by that we want to achieve like higher impressions worldwide and bring you back with like higher like advertising revenues, no matter it's like by impressions or if by pricing, there will be a higher eCPM or like CPC click by click or like by impression basis. So I will have another few graphs after this slide on that. So I'll get back to you more on this later. Yeah. And also, just like I mentioned, for Anton, for Wilson, also for Chris and anyone here, any studios or like students you want to build up your games or as a career or as a company, is that just like I mentioned, like everyone's saying that let's go mobile, let's go mobile, let's go social. But but for mobile games, if you make, just like Anton mentioned, like he devoted most of the money back to his stomach. So he doesn't have like lots of budget to consume on this kind of marketing or advertisement. So like to get your games notified or be found by users, you must be having a really good like arts and plays, or even through really expensive or like lots of marketing push by advertisements or the other cross promotions. So right now we regard Flash as or like the online casual gaming as a really good tool for the developers working on mobile things is that you should be able to attract attention, so like the notifications, like from the worldwide users that they are playing the games on the web base, or like they through like some communications and recommended referrals, like from their parents or like their friends, their relatives. I think that's all possible, and we are seeing lots of the good examples right now. Yeah, and also just like I'm working on the Asia sector for Multimedia, which is that we are putting out like more efforts to Asian markets, like through content localizations and like to acquire more local publisher networks across countries to countries. So maybe like after Mr. Namba's speak his session, I'm thinking that maybe I should be learning some other Asian languages, not to compete with him. Maybe I should learn some Vietnamese or something. Yeah, we will try to be more local. That's our current goal, and we are pushing really hard on that because we have like several colleagues who are working on other continents. Because we have someone like several like concentrated on Chinese market, but also onto other Asian countries. Yeah, so here's I have like 2 more graphs for the advertising models that we're doing. So in the past, I would say in the past 3 years, like I'm quite happy to see the efforts is really making some sounds in the advertising models. Is that we are growing our like overall eCPM by a really good graph. It's our upside. Yeah, although there will be some plague and slack seasons in between. So this is the number that all our teams is working on to bring out the better revenues back to all the developer world. Yeah, then also that in several key countries or like the large population countries that here's the stats I want to share with you is because I think like countries are different from different by country to country. Just like, let's say for the blue one in the bottom for the Australia. I've been there once, but I found that because I like to like go to bed early and get up late. No, I like to do everything really late. I don't like to, I'm just like the Dark Knight, like the Batman, that I don't like to go out by daytime. So I found that when I was traveling to Sydney, I found like, hey, let's go to do some shopping by 6 p.m. But all the stores are closed by then. So like, yeah, so it's different living style like from United States, from the big cities in United States, which is like most stores are closed early, but not that early compared to Australia. So in like Australia or United Kingdom or like England, their shopping style is totally different. So the internet ads is quite common seen in these countries, and that so we grow our impressions by offering better like video ads experiences and to push out that to the users when they play the games. So that's the key parts that we are growing our eCPM. But also in several other countries like Canada or like Spain, Italy, we are taking like the best ads or like best pricing and the best, and it's not too disturbing ads from the agencies and or local networks. Is that try to reach a better eCPM back to the developers. Yeah, also same in China. Yeah. Okay, so here I want to share one of the really good examples for cross promotion opportunity practice within the gaming world, which the game is called Paladog, and the game is made by the Korean studio. Yeah. Yeah, so you'll see that when this game got really popular first I'm not sure if it's in iOS or Android platform, but when this gets popular, the studio, they began to port it to the Flash version, which is that with larger resolution. So you'll see the upper left side, that is for the iOS version. Yeah, and the right side for these large graph is for the, I shrank it when I did my presentation file, but actually I think they are doing something around like 600 plus, 800 plus 6,000. No, 600 for the resolution. Because when they port it to the Flash version or the web-based version, the overall gameplay and the control scheme is a little bit different, but it also attracts lots of the players around the world. Just like when it got debuted in the first, I think that's last week, maybe, no, like Tuesday, by 2 weeks before, yeah, I'm not sure it's Monday or Tuesday, but when it gets debuted, like in the next day, so it's Wednesday, 2 weeks ago, the games were copied, or you can say pirated, like everywhere in the gaming world, like in the flash gaming portals. Like no matter like in China, United States, or like all kinds of the platforms and portals, I'm seeing these games being played a lot. And everyone was asking me that, hey, like how come do they make like such a good game, but they have the, I say, hey, they made money on the iOS, but they want to promote it, like they wanted to have more promotions to attract like more buys on the mobile world across countries. Yeah, so also like you can check it on YouTube, you just search Paradox, just like the graph says that. You can also find on YouTube that they have a really good like promotional videos on YouTube, which is like, just worth your time to watch that. Yeah, and just like I mentioned, like my team is working on the Asia like markets recently, like beginning from last year. We are not only providing the global like we are not just sharing the like global development works with the San Francisco team, but also like we are trying to look into this market really seriously. So, first of all, just like I think lots of us, for some studios or like individuals, you attended like Casual Connect Asia conference in Singapore like a few days ago. Yeah, I think like by one of the session, like lots of people, like the main topic was the discussion about the what's the difference between the Western and Eastern countries, and if you have to have different approaches to the market. I wasn't on the panel, like, but I was sitting like in the panel. I was sitting in the crowds, but like I have a own idea is that it's not only the difference between Western and Eastern, or like Western between Asia, or like Chinese versus America. No, like it's that like everyone is so different, and so it's the same to country. Yeah, so maybe you'll see that if same for Chinese or like Mandarin Chinese, for Hong Kongese, Taiwanese, Singaporean, or even like Chinese, we have like all the different tastes or like different working habits, different cultures. So you'll see even the same like a puzzle, or if you have a iOS game on Apple, like you have like some in-game purchases like for a puzzle game, you'll be finding that like Chinese players from China, they are buying certain like items, like something for revenge, or like one more attack. They like to buy this kind of attack things. But you'll be seeing that Singaporeans or like Taiwanese, they are buying some time extension, just like the consumables within the game. Is that, hey, maybe I'm not that good at games. Just like during my childhood, when I buy a new Nintendo game, I couldn't get it done. So I have to buy a walkthrough guides, like to secretly, not to tell my elementary school friends that, hey, I'm reading that to be compete with you. Yeah, so it's that different styles and different place. And even for the playing hours might be different, because maybe for Chinese, they need to take more time to taking bus home. But maybe if you live in Hong Kong, Singapore, or like Taipei, you have a really convenient metro to get you everywhere. Yeah. And also, because I stayed in China like for almost 2 years, like what I learned from the market, for this such a big market, is that like it really generates lots of plays and lots of also players within the country, because it's so huge. Like even Indonesia is quite a large country, but China is much larger. Yeah. So like in China, I think when I flew in yesterday, I had some like casual discussions with Toge guys like on the van. So one of the question I was asking them is that, hey, how do you think of piracy? I remember Jonathan in the team, he replied me that, oh, piracy is everywhere. Same in Indonesia. Yeah, so I think, yes, it's the truth that we couldn't avoid. Yeah, so same in China. You'll be seeing that like have you, like, let me ask another question. Like, have you played Plants vs. Zombies? If so, please raise your hands. Like PVG. Thank you. Still like more than the sushi chains game. Yeah, I'm sure. Anton, are you here? I'm not seeing you. Okay, so I promise to, like, I swear to God that I'm buying the game tonight from Indonesia. Yeah. Okay, so for Plants vs. Zombies, you'll be seeing that there are lots of different versions, or like pirated versions across the country, across the borders and everywhere. And same, like, for the ones who have been playing Angry Birds, please raise your hands again. Angry Birds from Rovio. Thank you. Yeah, same. For Rovio, you'll be seeing like the Angry Birds and that like really annoying pigs are everywhere. Yeah. So like even, maybe I'll say, just like Toge's game that for their games got copied onto Android market, Google, the current AKA like Google Play as well. So piracy is happening everywhere. But the thing I really learned from the China market is that if you couldn't fight with them, embrace that. You have some like handshake agreement with them. And you make your best, try to find out some innovative works or like innovation strategies to the market to solve the problem. Because that's what I really learned through like PopCat company and also Plants vs. Zombies. Like we really saw is that there are lots of different versions. Yeah, but I think during Casual Connect, the guys were all mentioning that, hey, they all find the same situation just like me, because they are who produce the work. So when they begin to get their teams to work on their localized Chinese versions, the strategy they took is that they mail out to all the publishers. For the ones they found that took their games, they mail that, hey, we are PopCap, and now it's part of EA. Also, hey, we are producing the real and the official versions of Plants vs. Zombies. Why don't you work with us or use our versions? China is not that evil by this in the gaming world, I would say, or like by mankind. It's that everyone wants to use the latest contents, the newest. So same for the portals, since that they wouldn't be sued if they take or they pirated or they borrow the games from other portals. So like the strategy was really successful for PopCap to replace the original, these copy versions through their official versions. And the key for them is to put their internal ads to promote their other games, just like the cross-promotion lots of people mentioned today. Also to promote their games on Google Play or especially on iOS, the Apple App Store market. Yeah. So I'll say in China or like in all overall in the casual gaming world, like we are trying to help developers to revamp the overall strategies to work with or like to fight with these pirate things. Yeah. So that's why we are having like we are building up stronger and stronger relationships and alliances with all the gaming portals and also the important internet service providers across China, and also we want to extend that to like more countries. Yeah. So like for instance that like we got lots of games like released or like to be uploaded through the Mochi's network. So what we are doing right now is that we are providing weekly game feed. It's like we are working like a gaming magazine or like a walkthrough guys. Is that we select the proper or the games that Chinese will like in China, and we do that to different countries. For instance, we're providing like a slightly different feed to Hong Kong, Taiwan, which has the more like scene play styles. Like it's different from the China's ones. And also the language is a little bit different because like we are using traditional Chinese in Taiwan and Hong Kong, but more for simplified in Singapore and China. So we are providing these content feeds, and also we are promoting the games in our network, which are really good. We are getting these distributors or publishers to promote them. So you'll be seeing that your games are being highlighted or to be presented in the really good like banner in the Chinese gaming world. That's what we're doing. Yep. And also we are having like, we are aligned with with our parent company Shanda to offer like better, like to work with them, together with them to providing the better ad sales services, which that is helping us to grow the overall eCPM. Also we want to attract more video ads providers and advertisers to use to present their ads through Mochi's traffic and also through our like several other entities within Shanda family. Yeah. So this is what we learned from China. Yeah. And also like we're not only working like hard on China, we're also working hard. We expect us to work even harder. Just like Suyama-san mentioned, we have to dare to work harder into other Asia continents. Yeah, so like just the China experience that we learned is that if you are really going to do your games, to release your games in the Flash world, no matter it's for cross promotion or you want to release as your initial launch, I think maybe it's the timing for us to consider like multiple language, to get it localized in the first hand. Like, let's say, if you are making a really good game, and if you are going to work with Mochi to provide, like, to insert some ads through Multimedia, then maybe we can come up with a strategy that we can do the games both for English and also for Chinese, even to other language versions. Then we release that by the same day, since it didn't have to be like to be approved by Apple or anyone. Then we get the games being promoted like in the important portals, channels, or publishers that we're working with. And they will be attracting more, a few times more at least, for the overall traffic to bring back to your games if you were gonna do like cross-promotion, better ads revenues through the in-game, like. Yeah, so that's what I say, time to market, especially to the continents or countries that you are seeing like players or portals are copying your games. Yep. So.
Excuse me, Mr. Alaric.
Sure.
I'm sorry, your time is up.
Oh, sure. Because Yep. Like maybe okay. Less than 5 minutes. Okay. Because I'm almost done. Like just two more slides. Okay. So let me do that quickly. Okay. So here you'll be seeing another game. It's called Burrito Bison Raven. A French studio. So like when I was talking to them, like say, hey, you should be localizing your games to China. But they say, no, we are not that interested, because China is a market that we don't know too much about, and I'm not sure if that will get us some like revenues or returns back. So I sent this picture to the studio saying that, hey, I know you haven't done anything to China, but I've been already seeing your games redone to Chinese and fitted in the same like art styles, even for the characters and the fonts. It's just the same. So you also see that there's a lot more in Armor games, the original version, the same here. But it has to be played through other local payments in China. And when I searched the game, the Chinese game that were given by the pirated versions, you'll be seeing lots of titles on that. Yeah. So not only for China, we are also working with the several like big publishers. Like in Asia, we will bring these kind of the publisher network expansions country by country. So what I could mention today, but the only thing I could mention is not a secret anymore, is that we are working with Yahoo APAC to bring out the first co-branded service starting from Taiwan and Hong Kong by July. Which is that we are helping, we are like recruiting all the developers, including all the ones originally in our system, or like the ones really new to Mochi, to really localize your games deeply, to bring it to the local markets in Asia. Which is that we will be bringing back like better eCPMs and also like more gameplays. So if you're interested, please come to me and we can discuss more. Because it shouldn't be a lot of work. We can make it simple, or like just to work on a single terms. Yeah. Yep. So that's it. I think I have one more slide on takeaways, but it's all mentioned in my previous lectures. So thank you all. Thank you.